In 2003, heavyweight champion Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy with $30 million in debt, despite accumulating over $300 million during his career. Tyson's collapse demonstrates a specific reality. Raw earning power cannot compensate for lacking money management. This pattern extends to the broader workforce as well. Of American workers earning over $100,000 a year, 1 in 10 currently live paycheck to paycheck. National data reflects this personal struggle. Americans are currently carrying record-breaking, historic levels of credit card debt. When millionaires and high earners alike go broke, the core problem lies in the inability to manage the value that enters the system. Financial gurus often characterize a standard 9-to-5 job as a rat race, ignoring millions of people who value the stability and purpose their careers provide. A more accurate definition of the rat race is the state of living constantly on the financial edge, where money vanishes the moment it hits your bank account. Being one paycheck away from ruin turns a job into a desperate necessity. In this state, personal ambitions and life goals are forced into the background just to sustain a precarious lifestyle. Escaping this cycle requires a transition from viewing money as a physical reward to understanding the mechanical flow of value. Money represents a neutral expression of value, functioning independently of moral judgments often projected onto it. We can visualize financial health through a simple equation. An individual's net worth is determined by the relationship between two basic variables: the value they produce and the value they consume. Money enters your system when you produce value, usually through labor. It exits the system when you consume, covering everything from housing and cars to streaming subscriptions. Within this framework, chronic debt reveals a mathematical failure on the equation's consumption side. Managing the consumption side is very difficult because the human brain is hardwired with several biases that encourage financial self-sabotage. The ostrich effect describes our tendency to avoid negative financial data. It's the anxiety making you refuse to check your bank balance after heavy spending. Hyperbolic discounting creates another hurdle, prompting us to choose immediate gratification, like a new pair of shoes, over more significant long-term rewards. Finally, social proof drives consumption through the psychological need for peer validation, often manifesting as an expensive effort to match a neighbor's lifestyle. These behaviors are so ingrained that Tiff Macklem, the governor of the Bank of Canada, recently noted that for most people, debt has become a fact of life. Budgeting and emergency funds serve as essential behavioral tools designed to counteract these biological leaks. Popular financial communities, like minimalists or those in the FIRE movement, often focus exclusively on the defensive strategy of cutting expenses. However, major financial figures like Dave Ramsey reached an estimated $55 million net worth through methods far beyond clipping coupons or skipping lattes. Escaping the cycle requires pivoting to the offensive side of the equation. This graph contrasts a standard linear wage against a sharply accelerating curve, scaled production. Achieving this scale requires finding a problem in the market, building a solution, and delivering that solution to a massive audience. While minimizing consumption prevents you from drowning, exponentially scaling your production is the only way to generate substantial wealth. Moving away from the financial edge requires a strict two-step sequence. Consumption must be mastered before production is scaled. Scaling your income without fixing your spending habits simply increases the size of the leaks, often leading to the same state of insolvency seen in celebrities. Step 1 involves a total audit of your role as a consumer. Tracking expenses and maintaining a budget allows you to stop living on the financial edge. Step 2 is an audit of your role as a producer. This means identifying how your skills can solve problems for others at scale, eventually buying back your time. The ultimate utility of money lies in its ability to engineer systemic stability. By balancing the equation of production and consumption, you regain the freedom to pursue the life ambitions that the debt cycle previously forced into the background.